Welcome to Iraqi Dinar Update, your go-to source for the latest news, expert insights, and real-time developments on Iraq's currency, economy, and financial reforms. Whether you're a long-time investor or just curious about the dinar, you're in the right place. The recent developments surrounding the potential collaboration between the Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange (ADX) and the Iraqi Stock Exchange (ISX), often referenced in speculation as the Emirates Securities Exchange (ESX), when forming regional alliances, are far more than just business transactions or diplomatic overtures. What we are witnessing, in truth, is an undeniable alignment between financial institutions and stock markets that suggests deeper knowledge, perhaps even inside confirmation, of Iraq's forthcoming monetary reform. It is not just about two stock exchanges exploring cooperation for the sake of expansion. It is about what this relationship signals beneath the surface: the imminent unveiling of a new exchange rate for the Iraqi dinar. When we speak of stock markets, we're not just speaking of corporate shares or market indexes. These are institutions that represent entire economies. When an exchange like Abu Dhabi's begins to establish ties with Iraq's ISX in a strategic, structured manner, well before any official announcements of reform or currency changes, it shows a level of confidence that does not stem from hearsay. The capital markets are notorious for being cautious, risk-averse, and deliberate. They don't guess or speculate blindly when involving billions in potential capital flows. For the Abu Dhabi market to be stepping into cooperation with the ISX implies that something much larger is at play, something they are confident in, something they are likely aware of behind closed doors. Iraq's monetary reform is real, and a revaluation of the dinar is coming. This is not merely a symbolic partnership. It's a massive signal. A move like this indicates advanced planning, financial modeling, and coordination between regulators, ministries, banks, and foreign partners. Markets are driven by data, not dreams. If they are entering the ISX space, it is because the financial metrics of the future are already known to them. That includes expectations of Iraq's macroeconomic framework post-reform, such as its balance sheet, its international reserves, its ability to meet capital requirements, and of course, its expected exchange rate. Why else would a well-established financial hub like Abu Dhabi, which already has access to the world's largest capital markets, be keen on forming a bond with a stock exchange in a country that still operates with a weak currency and a transitional financial system? In the case of Iraq, we're seeing all the hallmarks of a coordinated monetary reform plan moving into its activation phase. This includes not only political stability and central bank restructuring, but also digitization of payments, crackdowns on the black market, elimination of multicurrency practices, IMF cooperation, and regulatory compliance steps required for Article 8 status. And what better indicator to back this thesis than foreign stock exchanges showing active interest in Iraq's own capital markets? Let us pause for a moment and consider the logic from the financial institution's point of view. Why would the Emirates, or any Gulf nation, want to participate in a stock exchange alliance with Iraq unless they had strong assurance that Iraq's economy and currency were about to shift? Why would they get involved if they thought Iraq would remain a frontier market, forever hindered by a 13-10-1 exchange rate? They wouldn't. That's the truth. This is not about guesswork or wishful thinking. This is the strategic positioning of capital markets in anticipation of monetary normalization. The phrase "everyone knows a new exchange rate is coming" is no longer speculative hyperbole. The alignment of stock exchanges, trade systems, and cross-border banking regulations are all pointing in the same direction. These developments are not accidental. They are milestones in Iraq's broader monetary reform roadmap. What was once dismissed as rumor or conjecture has now crystallized into visible patterns that even financial institutions cannot ignore. These aren't YouTube theories or dinar chatroom dreams. They are on-the-ground partnerships, strategic financial moves, and institutional signals that align with reform realities. If you think about the implications of a fully reformed, reintegrated ISX operating with a newly valued dinar, the picture becomes clearer. The ISX would no longer be just a localized Iraqi platform but could emerge as a regional investment gateway, a market capable of attracting foreign direct investment, portfolio capital, and joint ventures across oil, construction, agriculture, and technology sectors. But to do this, it must shed the limitations of a suppressed currency rate. The stock exchange cannot operate at maximum potential if the country's currency is undervalued. Investors wouldn't take the risk, and foreign capital would remain on the sidelines. Hence, the logic: if Abu Dhabi is willing to move now, then the market confidence in the revaluation and reform must already exist. The jumping the gun theory isn't actually jumping the gun. It's financial insiders moving in tandem with anticipated reforms, based on credible information not yet available to the public. This is how real financial markets behave when monetary change is coming. Quietly, deliberately, and ahead of the curve. And this is why we are seeing a shift in tone within the global discourse. There is no more room for baseless rumors, lies, or fantasy. The pieces are coming together so systematically, across banking, commerce, trade, regulation, and now capital markets, that it would take willful ignorance to call it coincidence. These patterns are forming a picture that even the harshest skeptics are struggling to ignore. This isn't about empty promises or political hype. This is about institutional alignment, and that carries weight. It's about financial ecosystems evolving in anticipation of a fundamental shift in currency value. Every new relationship, such as the ISX-ESX connection, reflects the anticipation of such a change. And in this anticipation, truth is being revealed. The truth of the monetary reform. The truth of a nation ready to step onto the global stage economically. The truth of a currency poised to reclaim its rightful value in the world market. What is unfolding now is powerful. The pieces are aligning. The indicators are no longer abstract. And for those who have been watching, waiting, and investing patiently, the signs are undeniable. Iraq's monetary reform is not a myth. It is a measured, strategic transformation, visible now through the actions of the institutions that matter most. So when you see a major regional exchange showing up at the doorstep of the ISX, understand what it means. It is not a gesture. It is a signal. A loud, clear, financial confirmation that the new exchange rate is not only real but likely imminent. It is coming not because people hope it will, but because the institutions involved are preparing for it. And they don't prepare for things that aren't already in motion. Thanks for tuning in to Iraqi Dinar Update. If you found this content helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a beat on Iraq's evolving financial landscape. Stay informed and stay ready.